we'll record for posterity and see what comes up. So welcome to our Wednesday webinar. The theme is to just go, and really to just go, and I'm here. And my friend Tori, you should put up your face so I can take a snap and stick it on the thing with me, because really, I think you've done as many webinars with me as anybody has.
That's exciting.
It is. Look, you've got a new marketable skill and a fame, so we can put that to use at some point down the line. That and marketing research, I'm sure there's something in there. So
I do not want that as my skill.
Well, I was just saying to Tori before I started recording that my thought for today was that we talk about just going, because partly because I have just been gone for most of the month of June. I went with my family. We went on a trip to celebrate my youngest daughter's graduating from high school. And then we got back. We were home for almost 2 weeks before her Girl Scout troop went on their trip, well, our trip, because I've been part of that troop for a long time, for a week in London to celebrate the last of the girls graduating. So there were 8 of us all together, 3 graduating girls and 5 graduating adults. And we got back yesterday. We had a wonderful time in London, England, and we visited the Queen. And that I am not singing the sandwiches song where you visit the Queen and give her a sandwich and she throws you out the door. That is showing my great restraint and maturity, because really that's all I want to do right now is sing that song, but I'm not. So there's that. But that made me think about how July is traditionally a takeoff from Girl Scouts kind of month. And my colleagues were saying, hey, do you want to do the Wednesday webinars during July, or do you want to take off? And I said, no, I want to keep doing them, because I really want people to know that they can count on being able to check in on Wednesdays. So either to find a subject or to say, no, I don't need to talk about that subject. I need to talk about something else. But to know that there's an opportunity for conversation, not just with me, but ideally with lots of other people. So the topic I came up with for today, and we can change it if you like, Tori, is just going. And then are you the I don't want to go and you can't make me type of person, or are you the get me out of here kind of person? Because I think that all of us are one or the other of those people at different times. But I know when folks have told me I had to take a break, just like I did with my colleagues a couple weeks ago, I tend to say, no, I want to do this. You can't make me stop. I want more jobs. You can't make me give any of those up, or I want more of this. You have to wonder what kind of scarcity I lived with in my last life. But in this one, I suffer from abundance. So lately, I've been in the get me out of here camp myself, and that the month of June took care of that for me. Very Anglo-Saxon, very very much UK. But it was a lot of fun, and we met lots of people on both of those adventures, and saw lots of things. Even though I've been to London before, we still saw things in London that I'd never seen. And most of all, I was just dazzled by how many American teenagers were there. I don't think there were actually any American teenagers left in this country, because there were so many in London last week. But not everybody is going to be able to go to London or far away for a get out of here kind of adventure. And so, what are some other ways we can get away? For folks who don't really want to say, oh, I need a break from Girl Scouts, maybe they want to test out those new outdoor badges. I don't know if you have seen these. I posted them on the Volunteer Swap earlier today. They just came out. Saturday, I think, was the day that they were finally released. But these are they, as I scooch that over. These are the 5 badges that the girls voted on. Remember, in November, first they voted on a general outdoor theme, and then as of March, they voted on the specific badge. So, excuse me, the way GSUSA has set it up, we can actually download the requirements for free, which is very nice. And I hope to see more and more of that kind of opportunity for badge requirements. And then the badges themselves are available for purchase. And Lori will have them in the shop. I don't believe she has them yet, but she will have them in the shop. And you may recall that as of today, all of the badge and insignia prices did go up a little bit. So I think $2 might be the standard badge price for
It adds up
badges.
so fast. It's such a shame.
It really does add up very quickly, which is why it's so important to get the girls budgeting for it right up front. You know, if any girl is going to earn 10 badges in a year, which would be a lot, you know, that'd be $20 per girl. And so her, what is it, 30 boxes of cookies? No, like 26 boxes of cookies will pay for that. But if the girls are doing those budgets in December, they can set their goals to accommodate that kind of thing. For me, it's always like, I don't know, again, raised in abundance. I always hate buying underwear. And I used to feel that way about badges. Like, badges, shouldn't they just be there? But the reality of being a grown-up is that yeah, you have to buy your own underwear. And you have to buy the badges. So there's that. But at least you don't have to buy the requirements. You can just download those for free. And I haven't looked at the Brownie one yet, but I'm going to pull it up because Tammy, one of the membership managers, was saying the activities in it are just great traditional activities. Okay, are you going to open the whole thing? That would be fun to do, like set up an outdoor day or a camporee and just use these activities and boom, you'd have a lot of fun. Or I was thinking, you know, one activity per meeting. What a great way to kick off a meeting or to wrap up a meeting or just to incorporate fun activities. It doesn't seem like it wants to open up. So
It's loading. It's
it,
a little thing in the corner.
is, yes, but I am not patient. Look at you. Aren't you patient?
No, my co-leader just sent me the link to it. I haven't had a chance to look, but she's very excited.
Oh, good.
We're lucky our service unit is doing their camporee in October, so we have a little bit of time to prepare the girls. Unfortunately, it's difficult for us to decide what to do because there's a pretty big divide, maybe even worth talking about.
Oh, good.
As my girls bridge to brownies, most of the parents aren't comfortable with things like going to a camporee, so they don't want their girls to participate.
Oh, my
but
goodness.
some of the girls really do want to participate, and they are young.
Yeah.
We're talking 7-year-olds, but my daughter and one of the other girls are actually going away for 3 nights to Girl Scout camp this year, so I certainly wouldn't want them to not be able to go to the camporee.
Well, you know,
because they're going to be prepared.
Right, exactly. If you've got a parent who doesn't mind coming up in the evening to take home the girls who don't want to stay the night, then that's certainly a possibility. But, you know, something that you might do, because I happen to know that your general vicinity, you might see if there's a place nearer by where they could do a sleepover. And we talk a lot about that progression step for the girls, but really it's for the parents as much as anybody else. Just assuring the parents that their daughter can make it through. Because to me, 7-year-olds are old for going to camporee.
Well, and Geneva does one every year that she said that we could join her on, which is great.
Be nice.
I would say half my parents are still not willing to leave their kids for the meeting. So an overnight is...
Wow, that's, yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe they need to sign up and become volunteers so that, you know, you get to rotate nights off.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's different people, different approaches, and that's what makes us all exciting. But maybe if they play some of these games,
for brownies, we'll push significantly more to separate that. For daisies, it was we're all just getting to know each other. The parents need to have a trust with us as leaders, and we've already begun to with the weather good. Sometimes we leave the parents inside and we go outside.
Oh, good.
That's been helpful. And our plan as far as getting out and you saying, like, let's go, I think was your topic here.
Right.
We're hoping to meet somewhere different. We're still meeting in the summer, but we'd like to meet somewhere different every meeting.
Oh,
so
nice.
Maybe one meeting at Thorn Craig.
Right.
The next meeting we're having will be at Railroad Park. And if it's rained out, we're going to go to the library and not as an official library visit,
but just
so that we don't have to schedule it.
Right, exactly.
For the girls. But it's getting the girls out.
Yeah,
we haven't
no,
done that
that's
yet.
great. There are so many terrific places there. I'm glad you're already thinking about Thorncrag, because Thorncrag's such a terrific resource. And Susan Hayward, who's like the brains behind all of Thorncrag, she is fabulous and was a Girl Scout leader, and her daughters were Girl Scouts all the way through. So yeah, wonderful. What are some other great outdoor places that you've got right there?
There's McMahon just did a walking trail behind. I have never been, but
Nice.
we'll see. Very nice.
And some of the girls go to school there?
Actually, my girls are all in Auburn except for Valentine, who's in Lewiston.
Oh, go figure. Well, Auburn also has some lovely places. So good. I think that's a terrific plan, and might bring the parents along on seeing how the girls do not only survive but succeed outside. So good. That's terrific. You'll have to let me know how that goes. I
think the girls are happier outside. I mean, they do get a little crazy sometimes, and they run all over the place, but
that's part of being outside.
We see a different. Yeah. They come out. The girls that are really reserved come out of their shells a little bit when you can get out of the classroom.
Right. Well, and think about their little bodies are held in classrooms all day during the school year. And so they really need to be able to move and be able to see things. Plus, that whole idea of getting out really, I was reading Prevention Magazine this morning as I was on my treadmill, exercising indoors and not outdoors. But one of the things it talked about was a couple of studies just came out that report that people who have anxiety, if they listen to nature sounds, it helps bring their anxiety down, which, okay, that's nice. But my thought was, go outside, listen to nature things.
Yeah.
The advice in the article was to get a white noise machine that had nature sounds. How about sit on the porch? Or go sit outside, go walk among the trees, because there are actually folks in Japan who for about the last 5 years, they've been paying big money to go on walking tours of forest areas. And there's a name for it that I have lost, but they do it as a health benefit thing, not for the walking part, but for getting out among the trees and smelling the different things that you smell as you are walking among trees. And they of course have got lots of studies there backing up that it brings down stress levels and blood pressure and all that other stuff. I mean, all you have to do, we don't need a study, we just need to walk outside and stand among the trees and go, oh, look, this feels good. Look at how good I feel. We'll start reciting Robert Frost and was it Robert Browning? I've never seen something as beautiful as a tree. I mean, I can't even quote it right, but I'm sorry, Mina. I know she knows out there that, I'm just defiling the English language.
I'm looking at this outdoor adventurer badge, and I think it's worth noting, especially for anyone that's going through the bridging up to Brownies like our troop. It matches beautifully with the Between Earth and Sky journey.
Yes, it does.
Which just happens to be what we're working on this summer.
Perfect for transition, because you could do this as a bridge.
It is. It really is. And that's, I would think, maybe commonly the last of the 3 journeys that the troop may work on.
Right.
And it is about getting out there and preserving your natural resources.
Right.
So it's a nice bridging where you're working on that daisy piece, and then you can go right into the brownie piece.
Exactly.
Something for your old uniform and something for your new uniform.
Absolutely. Well, and it's always so nice to get that reinforcement of something new fairly soon after you've done it, so they'll have done a lot of the activities with the daisy, and then something very similar, but repetitious in ways with the brownies, right after. So yeah, neat learning opportunity for them. Plus, I want to go do these things, exploring the night. I still haven't seen any fireflies this year, so I need to get outside and just stand and be quiet for a little bit. Look at exploring.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And
so how would you recommend with the brownie level if you're not doing it overnight? I mean, it doesn't get dark until late. You're talking about having brownies up at 9 o'clock at night?
No, think about it. Right now it doesn't get dark until late, but come the end of August, or you remember the solstice, it's going to be between 6 and 6:30 that it gets dark. And what time is your meeting? Unless you're lucky enough to have an afternoon meeting, which I don't think you guys are.
No, you're right.
You're right during the meeting, getting out. In fact, Jean Clough, who is an instructor at Bates College, during the winter months, I want to say starting in November and then right through the end of February, he'll go out on clear nights with his telescope and set it up right in front of the Carnegie Science Center at Bates College. And anybody who wants to look can look at the stars, and he'll tell you way more than you ever imagined they're being able to be told about what he's got zoomed in. So there are a lot of neat opportunities. In fact, he's got that planetarium there at the Carnegie Science Center at Bates College, where he does all kinds of shows that he just does because he likes doing them. And I can give you his contact information if you'd like to check in with him and see about taking your girls over there, because maybe one of the meetings you'd want to go there. It's indoors, but it's outdoors. Or he might come outside with his telescope and show you things during the summer. He's the nicest guy. It's terrific. And Capture the Flag, some nice classic games that are fun and running around, and Marco Polo. It does look like a lot of fun, doesn't it? And learning a camp skill. This would be good before you go to camp. Doing those. Even for the girls who decide they don't want to go to Camporee this year, being able to include them in these activities and their parents in these activities, so that they see we're not just it's not like Naked and Afraid, we're not coming in with the helicopter and pushing anybody out of the door and saying, okay, we'll pick you up in 2 days. That we really prepare the girls to go, oh, okay, and I love this, 8 ways to use your bandana.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right? And then some nice, simple descriptions of how to do an overhand and a square knot, which is all we're looking for daisies and brownies. And the bird feeder, perfect time in the fall to make a bird feeder. And then a little bit of stewardship. I'm not crazy about her holding that turtle, but that's okay. Poor turtle. I always think we used to babysit a little boy, and he bit the turtle. Not that she would bite that. Yeah, he had crackers in one hand and the turtle in the other hand, and he was taking a bite and then looking at the turtle and taking a bite and looking at the turtle, and then he got confused, I guess, because he bit the turtle, and the poor turtle was like all jammed with crackers and did not survive much longer after that event, poor thing. But then the other part of it is the child could have exposed himself to salmonella. He survived, so he didn't. But yeah, so adventures in the outdoors, and I just think that new badge really, all of the new badges, but this brownie one is terrific. Ooh, interesting. Let me zoom it back over here. On the last page, of every badge, how it says, now that I've earned this badge, a service I can give is. And one of those is showing a daisy a camp skill that I learned. Now, Tori, your troop did a recruitment day, didn't you?
We did. It was wonderful. I recommend every single troop ever do that.
Oh, good. So tell us about it.
Well, our girls were able to present what they had been doing in our journey. Typically, the Daisy Friend Party is done hand in hand with the Daisy Flower Garden journey.
Right.
But my girls have been working on the 3 Cheers for Animals journey.
Nice.
And so all of the girls made nests out of paper bags and scraps of paper while we talked to the parents.
Mm-hmm.
And the girls then had an opportunity, as part of that journey, they're required, so there's 3 parts to the journey, mm-hmm. learning about animals and learning about taking care of yourself, mm-hmm. and then teaching others. So they each had drawn a picture of one topic that was required of taking care of animals, mm-hmm. and I helped them to write down a sentence in their own words on the back.
Nice.
And even my most shy girls, mm-hmm. were able to read their sentence and to present that piece. It was a very small little presentation, mm-hmm. But it was awesome. They led the opening, they led the closing.
How cool.
And, it was great, because they're excited to lead those during our regular meetings too, but we have a couple of girls that are so painfully shy, they don't ever want to do it. And when we run around the circle, which is pretty typical when you invite another troop in and
right.
say, hi, my name is, and mm-hmm. say one thing about yourself, mm-hmm. every single one of my girls participated.
How good. And that's wonderful.
It was exactly what Girl Scouting is about, with that mm-hmm. leadership quality, that learning to get out of your comfort zone. It was fabulous.
That's great. And so what's also cool is their folks saw that they were making progress too, that they were They were growing.
Yes. It was rewarding for everyone.
Yeah.
And
hopefully
I think we're going to get a troop out of it, which I think is really an awkward conversation when you have them all show up and the parents are like, I'm ready to sign them up. And then Jeannie has to say, well, which one of you wants to be the leader?
Yeah.
And having leaders there is different than having the membership coordinator there.
Right. I agree.
So I think it helped a lot.
That's great. So do you have a couple of them who are excited to follow in your footsteps?
I think we do. I think it's going to work out really well because there were a lot of first graders that came.
Oh, good.
It meant that they're going to have a group that's going to have kindergartners and first graders, which has its own challenges, right?
Right.
Because some will bridge without the others. But we're looking for a sister troop so that we can do that. Right now, I only have girls that are going, they're all bridging. But we all have children that will be entering in Girl Scouts the year after next.
Right, so you're trying to set up a system.
Exactly. So these girls will come into our troop when they graduate to the second grade and bridge, and those girls will be able to accept the new girls. But I also think the bridging is more, it's nice to have multi-levels out of bridging because those girls get to welcome the smaller girls into the fold.
Exactly.
And it's so productive watching the different age levels work together. I think by just keeping your core group and not having the younger girls, you miss something in that experience. It's hard to get troops together. We've been trying to get together with a Brownie troop to finish our bridging with a lot of difficulty, and it will have that all built in. Not that we wouldn't still do things with other troops when we can, but it's very difficult to do that.
Right. It's just a lot easier to coordinate if you're already working together, to some extent at least. Yeah. That's wonderful. Exactly. How exciting. And how exciting for the kids in that area because they have another resource. So that's wonderful. Yay. Makes me happy to hear. Okay, let's move that over. So one of the ways that you're getting out is doing stuff with your troop, but getting out and changing up the scenery with that, which is great. Yeah. At some point in the future, I talk about why it's important to get out because a lot of people are like, I don't understand. Why would I take a break? And your troop just really started in January or February, right?
Yeah, January 21st.
Yeah, so some troops would say, okay, well, it's summer, let's take a break. But if you've only been together for a couple of months, then taking a break can be hard on the kids and can be hard on the families, keeping that routine. That's always something that I worry about for the future. So in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be talking about holding on to, or I don't think I use that word, but holding on to girls. Another way to get out is to actually leave. If you've got your girls, take them out of town. So this is Madeline's troop when they're in London. Looks like they're at a carnival though. It made me laugh. Big Ben almost looks fake.
That's awesome.
Yes, there's Miss Kathy. We got her a walker. She fell and hurt her knee, so we got her a walker. Or maybe go to your happy place. You know, for some of us, we do need that break from Girl Scouts. So take a little time, meditate. This is something that GSUSA put out, and they're doing a thing on Instagram and inviting people to #GS Outdoors, but challenging girls, adults, whoever, to take pictures of these things. So each day, take a picture and you can make yours common or unique. Like today where it's raining here, I'm going to go find a pool of water that's in the driveway at what is this place where I work? At the office, because we've got some great big pools in our parking lot. But I'm hoping there will be a couple of sunny days. Yeah, fun stuff. And why it's important, because we have to take care of you have to take care of you before you can take anyone else. I always think about the flight attendants on a flight, and they tell you if you're with somebody who needs help, put your own mask on first so you can take care of them. Because if you become unconscious before you help them, then both of you will be dead. And, that dead rescuer thing, great punk rock band, not a great way to be.
I think it's worth saying on your webinar, too, that I think there may still be time to sign up for the Adventures for Adults up in the Tar Suite.
There is still time to sign up. It's at it's now officially late registration. Yesterday was the last day of regular registration, but I think the late registration is $65. I think that's true. 60 or
which is so worth it if you look at what is involved.
Right? Because it's 2 full days, 2 nights of camping, all of your food's included, and just a good time had by all. I'm excited because I'm going up to do the archery. I'll be certifying people to do archery. But we've got people going up the mountain. We've got people backpacking. I think there's still one spot left in backpacking, and there might be one spot left in the canoeing across the pond. But yet we've got canoes that are actually being portaged to the other side of the pond, and then they're going to take the 2 days to work their way back to camp. And the people who do just the camp sampler love it because, again, it's like doing the overnight camp training where you're a grown-up, but you're not responsible for other people, except in a really general community way. You don't have to decide what people are eating. You don't have to decide what people are wearing. You don't have to get anybody from here to there. You just go and have fun and do stuff, and or sit by the pond with your book in your chair because you're a grown-up, so you can do that if you want. And yeah, it's a lovely time. And I'm so happy to be going back. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Yeah. What are you going to do? What'd you sign up for?
The sampler.
The sampler.
I've never been to Girl Scout camp, and we have new girls, so I think it's perfect for it.
Oh, yeah.
And then I have the last training of the year. We're actually going in September, my co-leader and I.
Oh, good. Camp Pondicherry.
To the overnight campery.
That'll be nice. Plus, you've been to Camp Pondicherry as a girl, haven't you?
No.
Oh, I thought you.
You know what? I think we visited another troop one day for we went and saw them, that they had raised money and they went.
Nice.
But I barely remember. I have some pictures, but I didn't actually go to camp.
Ah. Well, you're going to love it. Both of these facilities, Natar's for the Camp Adventures and Pondicherry for the overnight camp, both of them are beautiful, and they're the two where we have our big resident camps, so you'll get a taste of that. Is Valentine, is she going to Pondy for her 3 nights of sleepover?
Yes, she is. She's going Trailblazer, something like that.
Oh, wonderful. What a good, brave girl she is doing that. That's terrific.
No, she feels a little young, 6 years old for 3 nights away from home, but I think if anyone can do it, it's her, and she's one of the girls from our troop is also going for that period.
Nice. So. Oh, that's good. So they can be each other's buddies, and I don't know what they're doing this year. I know that when Madeline went, they had a thing where I could send an email to the camp, and she would get it as a note. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if they're doing that this year or how they're working things, but you can do like notes for every day. Just do it ahead of time, write a note, and then tuck it into like her bag of clothes. So I always have my girls pack a day's outfit in 1 gallon-sized Ziploc bag. And so I would tuck the note into each of those gallon-sized bags. And then when she goes to put on that day's clothes, she gets the note. And I
love it.
Yeah, there are lots of fun things to do. I always hate when my kids go away, but I am crazy and clingy that way. And they ditch me because so one kid on a different continent, another kid just spends his summer at camp. But it's good. This is why I brought them up, right? So they'll be independent and productive members of society.
I think you did a good job on that one.
So far, so good. This whole thing of you want to get out, you want to go out, so you see, taste, smell, hear, and experience new things. I mean, isn't that why we take our kids out, right? Get them outside so they'll try new things and frame it differently, have more perspective. And, coming from the neuroscience background from my college experience, they'll create new sticky bits in their brain. Doesn't that sound scientific? The synapses will fire. There'll be new connections in their brains because they'll have more to stick information to. I'm just watching kids play with skipping rocks on a pond, or making catapults out of a tree branch, by pulling the tree branch down and then flinging something across. They're learning physics. They're learning how their bodies work with stuff, and they're smelling it all, and they're hearing different sounds. I really thought owls just said, "Hoo." They don't. They make like a twit-twoo kind of thing. It's much more complex than I imagined, which I didn't know until I was camping here and discerning that from the loon, from the crow. I knew some of the sounds, but the owl I didn't know. Or that bats will not get in your hair. There's no need for bats to get in your hair. And if you close your eyes really tight, you can pretend they're not flying in the top of your tent.
awesome.
Yes. And why else? I mean, all sorts of great reasons. So where are you going to go to take a break from being a leader? Because since you are being leader all summer, are you and your co-leaders doing any just getting away kind of stuff?
Well, that's why I mentioned the adult getaway.
Right.
I think that's exactly what that is.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity. So as a mom, I don't have breaks anytime.
That's true. That's really true.
And nobody can come with me. So it's a little vacation.
Yeah. It's funny, we've really enforced that no girls can come, so they have to be graduated from high school. And that was hard for a lot of people to take, because a whole bunch of us have daughters who are teenagers. And the teen girls were so used to going everywhere with us. They're like, what do you mean we can't go? Well, it means
it's a forced break. It's a good one.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. And it's just such a good time. Good time.
And an opportunity to connect with like-minded adults.
Right. Right. And that's how I feel about those team meetings. And isn't that exactly why you go to your service unit meetings, why you go to extra classes when you're trying to connect with other people who kind of get what you're doing? And personally, I got tired of people just saying, oh, let me know when the cookies are available. It's like, it is that, but it's so much more than that. And I'm not going to let you know, but I'm going to send my daughter to you and come see what you could do, because it's beneficial. When people say, oh, I don't have that much time to give.
It is hard. I'm not going to lie, though. It is hard.
No, there's a lot.
When you're working a full-time job and you're a full-time mom, but it is rewarding.
Well, and that's the thing, because you see that it's rewarding for the girls, but you also see and feel and know how rewarding it is for you, and in ways rewarding for your whole family because it's rewarding for you. So
yeah.
Doing Girl Scouts is getting away, but then also making sure that if you're going to hurt somebody, you take some time to get away.
Well, too. I tell people, and I told the adults that were considering being leaders, especially at the young girls age level, none of my adults ever leave. So why not just be a part of it? Why not get to enjoy the camping or whatever it is that you enjoy with the girls? It's an opportunity to have all kinds of fun activities with them.
Right.
Most of them aren't looking to get out of the situation. They don't look to leave. So
which is
just
nice.
Get involved.
Yeah, I understand some troops have a different experience from that, but I think that maybe somebody hasn't clearly communicated to them that it really is an opportunity to share what you want to share, share the things you like to do. We had a grandmother who loved to make sticky crafts, like things with Mod Podge and stuff. And she didn't realize that she thought, oh, well, they're the leaders, so I'm going to let them do. And then she happened to mention that she did Mod Podge stuff. Oh, well, then bring it on over. I guess let's do that. And people really need to be invited sometimes, but I say invite, and I love that your troop did that Daisy Flower Party, because I think that that's very empowering for you, but also for the people who, not for just you, for you and your girls, but for the people who witnessed it, because now they think, oh, that's how it is. That's how it's done. So we'll be sure to do that next year.
Yep.
And that's the kind of tradition that I think really benefits everybody, from the folks putting it on to the folks coming to understand it, to Girl Scouts in general, because that peer interaction, where it's a recognized peer as opposed to an unperceived peer relationship. Whoa, used unperceived. I don't know if that's a good, it's a good word. It's a word I like, but I don't know if it's a normal webinar word. That's okay. Where else did I go here? Oh, so coming up this month, because we're almost at that 38-minute moment, we're going to talk about staying connected over break, and you've given a ton of ideas. I hope you can come next week, make some notes over the summer or over the week of how you're thinking about staying connected with your girls. And then the following week, we'll do the same with juniors and cadets, but mostly I'm excited about the 22nd, because Tammy Fisher and I are going to be talking about taking fantastic trips with seniors and ambassadors. And it's the kind of thing I want to invite leaders of all levels to listen in on, if not with us, then afterwards, because you don't get to take fantastic trips with seniors and ambassadors unless you've done some really fantastic trips earlier on. And I don't mean don't get to because GSME will say, no, you may not. I'm going to say you don't want to because you won't have developed the rapport with the girls. The girls won't have developed the relationships with each other and with the other grown-ups in the troop that you'd want to take some of these fantastic trips. But where the 314 last week went to London, the Girls on the Go this week they've started in London. They just did finished Paris, and now they're on their way to Switzerland. And my older daughter's troop went to Alaska. One of Tammy's troops went to Costa Rica. And we've got girls who've really done some terrific traveling and just had lifetime experiences, things that they will remember forever, that they do remember forever. And so I want to talk about that and share lots of wonderful pictures and how to make it all happen. And then this month is also a Blue Moon special. So if you have ideas for what we should talk about at our Blue Moon special, our bonus Wednesday, don't be shy. Bring them up. In fact, you've got so many great ideas, Tori. If you wanted to lead one of these puppies, I would happily just be your person who makes the slides click. Your tech. That's what I'm looking for. Jeepers. I have a headache. I haven't had coffee. So something you should remember after a trip is to add in an extra day to get a little bit more sleep.
Absolutely. You need a vacation from your vacation.
Exactly, which I kind of have because we get an extra long weekend this weekend because of the 4th of July. So today is a one-day work week for me. I shouldn't be whining it off. But
excellent.
Yes, that's what I think. So, yay. I'm glad you came. And anybody who's listening after the fact, I'm glad you're listening because you'll benefit from listening to my brilliant friend Tori here. And yay for doing what you do and call in next week.
I'll try. Never know with my work schedule, but I do try when I can.
Oh, good. And are you one of the people who put it on your work calendar reminders? Or maybe that was Jen.
But if I get booked over at work, has to take priority,
Oh, I understand. That's okay. I totally do understand, and I appreciate your taking the time that you do, especially because you're working full time, to do what you do with Girl Scouts. Yay! You rock.
Thank you.
Everybody
have a good weekend.
Yes, happy 4th. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
All right, bye.